And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 1 Episode 12. Now, in continuing of Hera and her family and everything going on with her planet, her parents were captured in last week's episode for being kind of like traitors for supposedly going after the senator, which was a lie. And the Empire pretty much put them in the brig and locked them up. So Hera decided she needs some help because she made friends with Omega in last week's episode. So she decides, hey, listen, she contacts Omega and the team. I need help because they were already there giving them supplies. They left pretty much maybe halfway home. They had to turn around just so they can go save Hera and her family. And, we had some clones there as well that were originally in the Clone Wars cartoon ordered to protect them and get rid of the Separatist stuff. They did that, and some of them ended up betraying them to work with the Empire, obviously. And then even the one commander who was in charge of all the clones at that time, he started to realize, this is wrong. We should not be listening to the Empire. The Empire is kind of shady and all this and that. So he decides he needs to help out the team. Obviously, he kind of buys them time to escape. He gets arrested. A couple of clones ends up helping him as well. They get arrested. And the Bad Batch team, their former friend, he's pretty much now in charge of the the battalion of the clones that were there. He was going to ambush them, and that failed because some of the clones betrayed the other clones. So, yeah. Very interesting episode. Now Hera's on the run with her family. They need to figure out a way to help their family and their planet from pretty much being destroyed by the Empire. Remember, they were at peace after the whole Clone Wars war happened. When the Empire shows up, it pretty much falls all apart. They have to listen to new orders. They have to be, yes Empire kind of thing, so it's very difficult for their planet to have peace anymore, especially when they don't have a military to protect them anymore, because the Empire took that away from them. So so now Hera's father, who was a colonel, I believe, in the military of the Clone Wars, he was an advocate for all that. He was there when the Clone Wars started, and he thought he was done with it, but now he has to get back into the war and try to figure out a way to save his planet from being destroyed by the Empire. So him, Hera, and the rest of their family, they are on their own adventure. We got to see Hera fly, so that was kind of cool. Her zigging, zagging like she always does. Her craziness, how she likes to fly. We got to see that, so that was pretty cool. And it was also very cool to see her bond with Omega. I mean, we didn't really get information about that maybe in Rebels, but it is cool to see that maybe Hera had some friends before she met up with Kanan and Sabine and, the others, before them. Because, we always thought Hera was the cold, calculated one who's always, kind of by herself, but she's with Kanan because they actually do care for each other, but yet they don't really show their affection for each other. She's always that one person's mission first, but seeing her here as a kid and having feelings and having friends is kind of okay, that's a new side of Hera that we have never seen before. So that was actually pretty cool, and I enjoyed the episode. Cool action scenes. Obviously, we got to see Hera fly. That was cool. The clones, some of the clones ended up turning against the Empire because they actually believed that their mission was to protect the planets instead of doing harm to the people there. So they got arrested at the end, of course, especially with their commander. They all got arrested. So what's going to happen to them? Are they going to get rescued? No idea. We have to wait to see what happens next week. But it was a very entertaining episode. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And stay tuned for more. Thank you very much and have a good day.